All right, guys. Today is September 28th. We are nearing October, which is supposed to be our end month or whatever. And we are hopefully starting on stage 3 today. Now, we are not done stage 2. Don't get it twisted. I have painting to do behind me, but we are hoping to wrap that up today. So we are moving on to stage 3. We are currently trying to figure out if we have enough bricks to build a hearth. We have a bunch of salvage bricks in our basement, and Brandon's unsure if we A, have enough, and B, if they are good enough quality to use to hold the wood stove. So I'm about to go and look at that. And yeah, welcome to part 3, I guess. This is where part 3 is starting. This is the scary one, guys. This is the floor. I don't know how this is gonna go. Let's go look at these bricks. Okay, this is what they look like.
They're not too bad.
No, they don't look bad. They're just dirty.
I don't know how clean they'll come out, though.
I mean, they're gonna get dirty anyway, right? From the...
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if you're gonna get, like, that coloring off.
Oh, I'm not super worried about that. I just care if they're in, like, one piece, you know? All right, here is the setup. So here are the bricks that have been cleaned. Brandon has a bunch in the wheelbarrow soaking, and he's been taking a wire brush, which I don't see here. I don't know where he put it, and scrubbing them all. And the rest are over there in the yard. And there is about 100 of them, so we think we will have enough to do the hearth. If not, we might have to just buy a handful from like Home Depot or something and put those like underneath where the stove is or something to hide them, because they probably won't match perfectly. These are pretty old. And some of them, like this one, we don't think are really usable, but we're not sure. We have to do some research, but that is the current system, the brick cleaning system. Today is October 5th, and it is the day we move this wood stove. Very scary. So it's gonna be being moved up onto these rollers, and it's gonna be put over in the corner over there. And that way we will be able to access this space to put in the hearth. And then once that's done, it'll obviously come back over and go up on the hearth. The plan is to use a car jack because the stove is about 500 pounds and obviously not liftable by Brandon and I because there's just no way. It's obviously an expensive, delicate stove and we don't want to drop it or anything. So this is probably the best avenue. Brandon also plans to do a chimney clean at some point here. So it'll be all set for the winter once we get it back up. It is done. So Brandon jacked it up and put this furniture dolly under it. And then we've got some stuff in the back too holding it up because the back is much heavier. So it wanted to like lean, but it's all secure over here and ready for us to build a hearth. Okay, so we took up these tiles and this is what we're seeing is this giant piece of subfloor that has been cut and replaced. And it is now even with the linoleum around it. So the current issue is that if we take out that linoleum, it's gonna be, I think Brandon said 1/8 of an inch shorter on those side strips because we're going to the edge of the brick. And so we either have to leave the linoleum or we have to fill it with like 1/8 inch thick subfloor, which I don't even think they sell that. So it'd be plywood.
No, we get floor leveler, liquid floor leveler.
Oh, okay. I vote we just keep it there because it's not doing anything bad. All right, it is October 6th. It's the next day and Brandon's dry fitting the bricks into this box that is on the floor here of the 2x4s. This one's supposed to be more up, but you guys get it. That's cement board down there. He did keep the linoleum under there to keep this somewhat level, but it is actually not. You can see in the back there that there is a dip. I think the plan is to try to even that out with the mortar. And we have it shimmed at the moment, and we're talking about changing up the flooring in here as well because the tile we want to do, we're a little nervous after seeing this spot and how uneven it is underneath this tile floor that this is going to just be the whole kitchen, and tiling on an uneven floor is really not going to work. We would have to buy a lot of floor leveler. So we're talking about some different options, and I will kind of show you guys once we've figured that out what we're going to do. But this looks really cool so far. We are making progress, getting these laid out. Brandon's making some cuts to custom fit the ends. Pattern is nice and even now. We have a good color variety. And we did check the fronts of all these, like the very front row, and they're all super clean and look really, really pretty together. So once these are all dry fit in, we're gonna be done with this today, and the plan is to do the mortar like later this week or next weekend. So we'll come back when we do that. Good morning. It is October 19th today. The plan today is to mortar in between the bricks, which initially wasn't the plan. We were gonna like put the mortar on the side and then kind of press them together, but the way it was going, Brandon thinks that the way he's gonna do it today is a little bit easier and gonna be a little more solid and better for the mortar and, you know, getting it to stick and stuff. We've never obviously built a hearth before, but it's pretty solid so far, so I feel good about it. We ordered our flooring this week, and it's supposed to be in today. Brandon is at Lowe's right now going to pick it up. Now, when we started this renovation, I told you we were tiling our floor in the kitchen, and that has changed. We have decided to nix the tile and opt for laminate wood plank flooring. Now, if you asked me a year ago if I thought I was gonna put laminate flooring in my house, I would tell you no. I know it's meant to be super durable and good for your pets, good for your kids, and like it does make sense to put in your house. I get it. I'm just all about that like authentic materials type of thing. Like if we had regular hardwood floors in this house downstairs, we would have refinished them. Like that's just what we would have done. We wouldn't have ripped anything out. We would have just kept it. And I wish the original flooring was downstairs, but it's just not. So the reason we decided not to go with tile is because the floor at the end of the day is just not perfectly flat. We can spend a bunch of money on floor levelers. We can agonize over it. At the end of the day, there's a potential we could put that tile down and a year from now it could be cracking or just, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I just got a text from Brandon. He says, no floor. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna keep talking. The other reason we decided to go with this route is because tile would have made us shut the kitchen down for a solid probably 2 weekends so that everything could set, and we just can't afford to do that. My grandmother, her room is on the other side of the kitchen. She has to walk through the kitchen in order to get to the bathroom and any other part of the house. We obviously use the kitchen regularly. It's our most used room in the house. So to shut it down would have been insanely difficult, guys. Like we were not looking forward to it. And this way we can kind of work on it piece by piece, and we have a lot less stress with that as well. So I did pick out a really beautiful laminate floor. I don't like saying it. It's pretty. It's got some like lighter streaks in it, and then it's mostly dark. I'll show you when it gets here, which clearly is not going to be right now because Brandon just told me it's not in yet. So I'm going to call him and see what's up with that. And then we'll come back when we're doing something. All right, I have a bone to pick with Lowe's. I just called Brandon and he's at Lowe's. He asked where our order's at because all week, I ordered it on Tuesday, all week it has said it was arriving today. I noticed that the order, like the shipment information, like there's no shipment information, first of all. And second of all, the preparing your order, like that has not popped up yet. They've been open since 6 this morning. It's now 8:48. So we thought, okay, we have to go to Lowe's anyway. He has to go to get mortar anyway. So he was like, I'll just ask while I'm there, and it's probably there. They probably just need to like prepare, get it prepared, like check it out, whatever. But no. Apparently since Tuesday, there has been no movement. They don't know where it is because they don't receive tracking information. They're like, it won't be here today if it's not already here, or tomorrow, because we don't ship and receive on the weekends. I'm like about to go and like try to find it at another store and see if we can just like go pick it up at another store. We need 15 boxes. But I'm so mad because I've been so excited all week to see this floor. We have time this weekend to install it, and it's just so frustrating to know now we've got to go probably another week. They told him that it should be here Monday, but they don't know because they don't know where it is. Ugh, it's just the longest renovation ever, but that's fine. We're gonna get other stuff done today. I'm probably gonna do some stenciling.
on the walls, which is not going to be in this vlog. It'll be in part 4. We're going to finish the hearth. I guess that's going to be it. All right, on camera this looks awful, but I swear in person it looks great. We just put mortar. We're letting it set, and we got rid of a lot of the excess on top, but the plan is there's still some gaps, so we're gonna go back after with one more round of mortar to just pretty up the top. It's looking good. As you can see, this is all the scrapings and the remnants. It definitely looks old. Okay, so it is October 22nd. It is Tuesday, so it's been 3 days since I last checked in about this flooring, and I have a great update. It is on the way here right now in the car. Brandon has it. Basically what happened was it was supposed to arrive Saturday to Lowe's, and they shipped it out on Saturday. I ended up having to get in touch with them on Twitter, so like straight to their corporate to be like, where's this order? Because the people at the store could not tell us. You know, there was no tracking on it, nothing. It was a rather expensive order, so I'm over here like, I need to know where this is. It then was listed all day Saturday as arriving on Saturday, so that was confusing. And then on Sunday, they switched it to say delayed, and it just said in transit, and there was nothing else, no other info, and it was delayed all day Sunday, all day yesterday. They told us, oh, it'll arrive on Monday. No, nothing on Monday. So today, I reached back out on Twitter, and I was like, hey, I'm just wondering if you guys can see on your end where this is. And the lovely person who's on their Twitter, to whoever you are, thank you so much. They actually got directly in touch with whoever's the manager at the store, which I guess I could have just called the store in hindsight, but this ended up working out great. And then she called me and she said, I am so sorry, your flooring is here, and I have a new associate working the check-ins, and he forgot to click the button that tells you it's here and say that it's checked in. I'm pretty sure it probably arrived on Monday and they just did not tell us. That's fine. It's not that big a deal. It's not like we could have installed it on Monday night anyway. Like, we are going to do it this coming weekend, but I'm just glad it's not out in limbo. And the manager was like profusely apologizing, and I was like, listen, I'm just glad it's not lost. Like, that is totally fine. So it's on the way. All 15 boxes of it are on the way. So when it arrives, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. I have not seen it in person. Obviously, Brandon has, now that he has it in the car, but he hasn't said anything, so.
Let me see it. Ooh. Oh, it's hard to tell with the plastic on, but. Ooh.
It's a little like textured. It's not very textured.
No, that's good though. We don't want it too textured because then it'd be hard to clean it. And it has the lighter tones in it. Perfect. I love it. Okay guys, here it is. It's on top of the hearth here right now. This is just one package of it. It is the prettiest. As you can see, it's got that light kind of streakiness in it, which will complement the light tones of the countertops. But then it's got kind of like a dark, almost smoky look to it. And I just think up against the brick, oh, it looks so good. It does have a very slight texture to it. You can kind of see it here. It looks a lot more crazy than it actually is. It's made to look like a lot more textured, but when you run your hand over it, there is a slight texture, which I like because I just feel like that adds to it. It makes it feel a little bit more realistic. And then this is how thick they are. So they're pretty thick. Good morning, it's flooring day. I am standing in a very empty entryway because we are going to extend it into the entryway from the kitchen. And today is day 1 of 2, so we're planning on starting today and hopefully finishing tomorrow. I may look back on this and laugh, but the hope is to get this all done in one weekend, or mostly done, you know, done enough that we can have a solid all one-piece floor. There may be like trim and stuff we need to add on maybe next weekend, but the hope is to get the floor itself like down, placed, good to go. This morning, I am going to bring Teddy out of the house while Brandon rips up all of the existing floor, just because we figure a lot of crap's gonna get like up in the air. It's probably not going to be the best air quality in the house for the time being until everything can settle again and we can like shop back all the dust and whatever up. So I'm going to take Teddy out while Brandon does that, and then once everything is up and we just have subfloor, I'll come back in
and we're gonna start laying it. Obviously a lot of things to cut around. We have a lot of angles and things just randomly in our kitchen. The floor space itself is not very much. I think it was like 260 square feet or something, so it's really not a lot of space, but there are a lot of like funky angles that we have to work around. So that's what's going to take the most time, we think. We are so excited. This is the part of the renovation since the beginning. I've been so excited to do the floors because the floors are what kickstarted this entire thing, being damaged and just having damaged flooring for so long, and knowing now we're gonna have a really nice floor with no issues. Hopefully I'm not eating my words here, because hopefully this floor stays good for a long time, but anyway. And we have friends coming tomorrow to help as well, because we've got to get the wood stove back up on the hearth, which I honestly don't feel confident in doing. So one of our friends, Evan, is coming over to help Brandon do that. And then they're also gonna, he and his wife, Lindsay, they're gonna help us with the rest of the flooring. So it'll be a fun and hopefully productive weekend. And I will bring you all along and show you as we go. And hopefully we don't run into too many snags.
Linoleum. You know what's funny is the linoleum in here is actually not terrible. Like, I don't hate it. I like it better than what was...
It's very similar to what was in my parents' house.
Yeah, Nana's too. This is like what Nana had. Very like 80s and 90s. Yeah. And then we've got this situation. You know, this is pretty too. Like, call me crazy, but I don't hate this. Do you stand on this yet?
Nope.
It's a little soft. So this is the glue that was under the linoleum on this side. And then mysteriously the rest of the floor doesn't really have a lot of glue. But Brandon has discovered that this is not the subfloor. This is particle board that is on top of the subfloor. And there's a million nails, as you can see, holding it down. We don't know why. We're not gonna question why. Huh?
So if anybody knows why they would do that.
Other than maybe to level it. That's the only thing we can think of.
The living room floor doesn't have it either.
So strange.
Just the kitchen.
But anyway, at this rate, it's not going to be removed because we don't know what's under it. We don't know what's going on. The floor is solid. We also probably aren't going to remove this floor because it ends up being level with the rest of the floor. This is all like vinyl plank flooring. Yeah, we're probably just going to cover it, to be honest, which kind of hurts my soul a little bit because I like the idea of like getting all the way down and doing things correctly, like putting it on the floor. But to save us time, we would have to level this entire thing if it came out to be even with the rest of the kitchen. So as is, if it's even with it, we're just going to leave it. As you can tell there where the doorway is, it's pretty dead even right now. So the new flooring will continue right on through that doorway and it'll all just be one seamless floor. Okay, as if it wasn't wild enough already, we've now discovered there's another layer of linoleum tiles under that weird particle board. And then it's the subfloor. So there's probably, oh my goodness, grand total 5 layers of flooring here. We are not pulling up that particle board. We are not pulling up that other linoleum tile. It will be eternally underneath our new floors because that is a lot of extra work for pretty much no reason. It's just gonna make everything more uneven, like I was saying before, and we're just gonna leave it as is. But yeah, I just thought I would let you all know that there is another layer under there, sandwiched. So I think we are gonna try to start placing flooring on this side of the kitchen, so the side where the window is. When you live in a house where the walls aren't square, it do make this hard. We've spent so long getting this first row done correctly because obviously if you don't get the first one right, the rest isn't going to be right. But we're almost there. We've got one little end piece to do on the first row, and then we'll move on to the second row. And we also had to do a little side quest over there because one wall depth is different than the other with a weird bump out in between. And so we had to account for that and do like kind of like a half inside row on the other side.
intricate.
I'd come back this way. You're good, actually.
It's so big. It's so big.
Okay.
All right, do you want me to tap it?
Mama.
I've had better luck with just the little ones. Right on that top edge. Not having any edges.
Okay, now the end.
Yeah, I'll go towards you. Use this again.
Okay.
Ready?
There it goes. Coming. One more. Little one. Good. I don't know.
It's in there.
Why does it want to pull though?
Get a hammer. Let me get the hammer and the thing. One more good hit, you should be good. You should be good. Right here came on anything.
No!
It's because of the wall. When that shifts, it pulls this out.
Well, every time we get over there though, it corrects itself.
It's not correcting itself, it's pulling out over there.
But once we get past this, as
Just
long
gonna keep... This looks alright. It's tight.
is that right?
Yeah. Feel it.
Oh yeah,
It's
is
tight.
right. It, from far back, it doesn't
I
look
know,
it.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah. Do you want me to like sit on this?
Anything?
Yes, but you gotta go more to the right. This one kind of just has to be like this. This one piece has been giving us the most problems. It's good. It's a lot more, come here. Look at it.
Yeah, but look down here now. We're much further than the trimming.
Good.
On this edge? Yeah, I like it down here.
Yeah. Well, when we get to this part, it doesn't do anything. It just stays. It's when we work on that side, and then this whole end goes crazy. Okay, it's like 6:45. We are 5-ish rows deep, and we are trying to finish up this arch area over here. We'll see if the last piece fits. Heck yeah. Look at that.
Just look at it.
Never even had to recut one of them. Oh, yeah, we did. One time.
Yeah, the very first one.
Yeah, but didn't we just reuse it or something? I
Yeah,
don't
we
remember.
reused it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were still able to use it.
That looks so good. I was so worried about this part. It really wasn't that bad. That gasket piece is very forgiving, so.
It has a lot of coverage.
Yeah, there's a lot of give there, so. It is floor day number 2. It's Sunday today, and we are making progress, man. We are moving and grooving at the moment. Our friend Evan's on his way. He's gonna come over and help, and he's gonna also help Brandon get the wood stove back onto the hearth. All 500 pounds of it that I cannot help lift. I helped get it down. I don't think I can get it back up. So he's gonna help with that. And then he's gonna also help lay the floor. And we're just at a point where it's gonna be pretty much just like straight pieces going across right now. We're in a good spot of the room where it's not any crazy cuts. We're not 100% sure we're gonna have enough material. On paper, I ordered enough. I ordered 10% extra like they suggest, but with the room being like a funky shape in places, we've had to make some cuts that are rendering pieces like unusable after, like, you know, we only need like a small piece of it. So it feels like we're wasting a lot of material, and we've been trying to find spots where we can use scraps where we can, but it's hard. Like, it's very, you know, dependent on measurements. Our friend Evan also works in building materials. He's a salesman for a lumber company. So he might be able to look at the whole thing and go, yeah, I think you're going to be good. Or he might be like, there's no way you're going to have enough. Who knows? We're going to ask him, I guess, and we'll see. But yeah, let me show you where we're at. Okay, so we did this part over here yesterday. I think I left off, we were on like row 3. This was very brutal. The first like 3 rows were rough. They kept popping apart in different places, and it was like we were forcing them to like stay. But once we got beyond that, they are all good. So Brandon just did these pieces this morning. So this one with the like skinny piece in front of the stair, and then this really awkward skinny piece here. And then you guys saw us do the arch yesterday. I showed the last piece going in. That came out so good. We are so happy with that. But this like skinny piece right here was so hard to do. Brendan had to literally knock it in from way back there all along here. Or he had to actually, I think, put that one in first and then put this big one back in because of the way that this whole thing was. Like he couldn't fit it in right. It was weird. Anyway, he got it figured out. It looks good. And so now they are going to be doing this open area, which leads to the entryway. And Evan is here, so I will be back in a moment when we're doing other things. Yeah! So, the entry is done. You gotta put that piece back on there, but wow. Obviously the trim's gonna go back on still, but she is seamless. Straight on through the store.
That's the board.
You did put the board. Yeah, good job. Careful.
Oh.
Final update today on the floor. Let me show you where we're at. So we've got obviously where we started. We got the vent back in. We've got all of this done. All of this up to the hearth. Over there, the entryway I showed you earlier. I'm gonna keep this closed, it's cold out there. Goes all the way out to the entryway. And we've got this section done. And we've got in there where the dishwasher will be. And the only part that we have not done is over here. So as you can see, there's some water damage. We have looked, there's no mold or anything. It's just water staining from years of water damage. Everything is sound and there's nothing rotting. We got 90% of it done and I am so impressed. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. The color is so great in here, especially with the brick and the red. Oh, I just think it looks so good. And we are gonna trim out around that hearth, don't worry. There's gonna be a trim piece along the edge. So it'll look a lot cleaner. But I think for a DIY, not too shabby. So I will come back when the floor is fully done and when we are on to the next step, which actually this would, once we finish this, this is the end of phase 3 and you guys will get to see phase 4, which is all the fun little odds and ends, backsplash, all that, and that's coming up next. So I will come back once the floor is done, show you that final walkthrough, and then that'll be it for this one. The trim is going back on. The trim's been off, I think, the longest of everything.
Yeah, it's been off for a while now.
Okay, so I was just editing part 3 and realized that I never did an outro for this part. So here we are in mid-December doing so. The floor is done, part 3 is done. One of the biggest stressors on our minds throughout this whole renovation is complete, and we love it so much. It looks so nice. We had everyone here for Thanksgiving and everyone was just in awe of the floor. They just love it so much. The hearth is amazing. We've been running the wood stove and it just gives like the best ambiance, just having that brick hearth there with the fire. Oh, it just looks so nice. Are you guys ready for phase 4? I don't know if you are, I don't know. Phase 4 is unique because it was filmed over the entire renovation. We've been doing odds and ends that kind of fit into Phase 4. Initially, we were gonna wait to do a lot of it, but then it kind of didn't make sense because we would have lulls during the other phases where we weren't really doing other things. And a lot of Phase 4 is just like odds and ends, quick little, you know, things, putting up decor, the backsplash, things like that. And so it was, yeah, one that we kind of conquered throughout the course of the renovation, more the second half of the renovation, but it was still like in tandem with part 3. My hope is to get Phase 4 compiled very quickly and get it out to you guys. And then I think, now as I'm filming this, I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna go, but I think as of right now, the plan is to do a reveal and recap video where I talk about how expensive this whole thing was, and I'm going to reveal the entire room in full to you through photo and video. I want to photograph and take video of the room, staged just how I pictured it. Honestly, right now, we're in the middle of a million things with Christmas, Teddy's birthday, everything, so it's not the time to do that. So the hope is that in the new year is when the recap will come out and you guys will get to see that. I just want to let you know what's coming and set your expectations. And I hope you guys enjoy the next part. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of video, if you like lifestyle, if you like main content, homemaking, all that good stuff. That's what we do here on this channel. I thank you all again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.